So there is a significant amount of infrastructure change and substitution that's required in order to change here. On the other hand, in a country like India, there is nothing to change. You start from zero. And so it's a clean sheet of paper. So at least we need to ask the question, if there is a convergence between inclusive growth and sustainability, where are innovations likely to come? What is the place in which the transformation of the industrial system can take place with a lot less pain, and where can we experiment at low cost? At least there's an open debate. We believe, based on the work that all of you did in the last forum and discussion with several of you, I believe companies are going through 4 or 5 different stages of evolution in thinking about sustainability. Now, compliance is the base. Everybody has to comply to what the law is. And that does not mean there is a uniformity in how compliance takes place. I find it interesting, in San Francisco, you cannot get plastic bags from grocery stores. But in San Diego, you can. I mean, it's not even a different state, even though people in San Diego think they live in a different place. And I want you to think about what the costs are. If you're a grocery chain, you have to have so many different approaches to dealing with this problem. But compliance, we all understand we have to deal with. But I also think we can certainly improve our operations. And I think FedEx is here. And you can reroute. You can change the vehicles. You can change your planes. You can certainly reduce the carbon footprint and the consumption of gasoline dramatically. That's an efficiency gain, not only sustainability. You can do both. Same way you can develop new products, that is improving the current operations. Cold water detergents, which is now becoming quite popular, especially in the UK and in Netherlands and also here. But what is more interesting is fundamentally developing new business models and focusing on not best practices, but what I like to call next practices. How do we focus on what is next? Because that is where the real competitive advantage is going to be. So we will talk about all the improvement of existing businesses, both operations and product and services, as well as what is down the pike, what is next practice. And I don't think our panel is going to spend a lot of time looking at compliance. And I think the way we will move forward is I want to start with an old industry which has a tremendous opportunity to improve operations. And the best way to think about it is Sabre Inside, just like Intel Inside. And I think, how do you get IT and analytics as a way of dramatically improving operations? That's what Sam Gilliland will do. He's the CEO and chairman of Sabre Holdings, and he will go first. Second, we'll have an old industrial system dramatically changing its position and moving and investing significantly in new sources of energy. So we will have Riyadh Fizani from BP, CEO of BP Solar, to talk about how BP is shifting, continuing to operate in the traditional industry and also significantly shifting. And finally, we are going to have Michael Splinter, chairman of Applied Materials, talking about new technologies, new customers, new applications, because of a traditional industry is undergoing change, that is the energy industry, and how he is making a significant change. So each one of them will take about 5 to 7 minutes to state their position, and then we'll have a discussion in the panel as well as open it up for you. So Sam, you want to go first?
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, CK. As a bit more introduction on our company, we're primarily an IT company. We provide software and technology to airlines. We provide technology services as well to travel agencies, so American Express, Carlson Wagon Lee, Expedia, Priceline, they all use our technology services. And then we also own an online travel company called Travelocity. You may be familiar with it. So we have technology that really spans a lot of different areas of the travel industry, but we do focus specifically on travel. Now, like many of the industries in this room, the travel industry is having its share of challenges, maybe more than its fair share. But we are all living in an interesting time, and perhaps a little bit more interesting than we'd like these days. But I think as we think about innovation, and as I think about innovation within our company, you've heard it said that necessity is the mother of all invention, and I think that rings particularly true during a recession. We have a tremendous opportunity that can't be missed to drive efficiencies in the way we do business. And whether efficiency is the motive or environmental sustainability is the motive, I think the end result in many cases is the same. And clearly innovation is at the heart of these efforts. Now, we tend to think about sustainability in the context, really in the context of what our company can do first, then what we can do as a participant in the travel industry, and then finally what our voice should be, what our agenda should be with policy, with the government. And I thought I'd just give you a few examples of each of those. I mentioned that we sell software to the airlines, and much of that software is all about optimizing their operations. So how they market their products, how they sell their products, how they operate the airlines, how they serve those customers. We provide a lot of mathematical modeling, actually, that helps the airline determine things like what schedule they should fly, where they should position their fleet each day to optimize the operation. Enhanced flight planning, we provide them with fuel management types of software that helps them better operate those aircraft and do it more efficiently. As an example, last week we introduced a proactive weather and air traffic management tool that will help airlines improve how they manage their fleet when they run into a weather disruption or some kind of airspace constraint. So we're really attacking how do we reduce delays, how do we maximize use of the fuel when those aircraft are in the air or even as they're taxiing on the ground. Now, we've taken some of that same data, that same IP, and even the same engineers, and we've applied that to the corporate environment. So many of you want to make decisions about what airlines you fly on, what hotels you stay in, are they, what are their practices in terms of sustainability. And so we've fairly recently released a carbon calculation reporting tool for air travel that helps you decide, helps you make those choices that meet the objectives of your business. So those are a couple of examples of what we're doing as a company. As I move away from what our company is doing and on to what the industry is doing, I'll offer another example. And many of you in this room are perhaps too young, although maybe not. And you'll remember when all airline tickets were paper tickets. So that's 10, 12 years ago. All airlines were operating on paper tickets. And over a period of, and it took us a while, but over a period of 5 years or so, we got most of the airlines operating on electronic tickets. Now, that's a much easier way for us as consumers to work with the airlines. It's a much more efficient way to operate, and it drives sustainability. So I think in the neighborhood of 50,000 trees a year are saved because we no longer have paper tickets. So it's an example of something that the industry's done. Now, another example is what airlines and aircraft manufacturers have done really over the past 3 decades. So over the last 30 years, they've driven incredible efficiencies in their use of fuel, and to the tune or the equivalent of about 17 million cars off the road each of those 30 years in the efficiencies that they've driven, the gains that they've driven over that period of time. And so it is an industry that is working on driving efficiency, and certainly airlines had to do this. They had to get to a better cost structure. So they got to these efficiencies, but there was this benefit out of that drives a more sustainable operation for those airlines.